Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to talk about Prince's sixth album. His biggest album, it has sold over 25 million copies worldwide. But we're here to do something else. Rank the songs on Purple Rain.
This is We Will Rank You, and this week we are going to be talking about Prince, Purple Rain. I'm Sam, I'm in Colorado, and we'll throw it around the horn, starting with Dan.
Hi, Dan, I'm in Oakland.
Jim.
I'm Jim in Southern California.
Adam.
I am Adam, also in Southern California, just south of Jim.
And Adam, you have a contest to tell us about. Tell us about the contest, Adam.
Oh my gosh, I would love to tell you guys about this little contest that we have. Our good
Great
friends at the Vinyl Junkies Record Shack in San Diego have been kind enough to sponsor our very first ever contest. If you're listening to this, you've probably already seen our amazing logo, which consists of 9 bits of classic albums and 2 famous band logo fonts. That's 9 records and 2 logos, which means this contest goes to 11. Each record is worth 1 point. 1/2 for the artist and 1/2 for the name of the album. The 2 band logo fonts are worth 1 point each. See how many you can name, and the listener with the most points will get a $40 gift certificate, plus a runner-up will get a $25 gift certificate. The store's website, vinyljunkies.net, and they ship worldwide, so you don't have to be in San Diego to win. Though you're lucky if you are, especially for Sam, who is covered in snow right now. In the event of a tie, it's whoever turned in their answers first. So send us a private message via our Instagram, Facebook, or we will rank you pod@gmail.com with your guesses as soon as possible. We will read the answers and announce a winner in 2 weeks at the end of that week's episode. We're not 100% sure when this one is going to air, so just follow us online to keep in the loop. Either way, you got about 13 days from when this posts to get your answers in, so good luck. Back to you, Sam.
Why, thanks, Adam. Oh, go
Quick
ahead, Dan.
question.
Yes.
Are hosts eligible?
That's a good question. I think they should be disqualified just for
That's
just
safe
for karma reasons. But I should say that the other 3 hosts don't know the answers. So I think you guys should play along for fun. And we'll definitely have a reveal and see how well you guys did versus our expert listeners out there when we get to it.
Perfect.
Great. I will not get all of them.
Good.
All right, so we're talking about Purple Rain this week. Prince is easily the pop musical genius of our era, and it's not just limited to pop. I mean, we know that he does funk, we know that he does jazz, and just all the stuff that Prince does. He's an absolute genius. Nobody comes close to his output. I'm not just talking about studio albums, because we know that there's vaults on vaults on vaults of stuff that's yet to see the light of day. But Prince, Purple Rain, the album came out in June 1984, 1 month ahead of the film. I'm not going to talk about the film because it existed in a completely different place for me. I didn't see it for possibly years after the record, so the music was its own thing, taking place in videos and such. I don't actually recall buying the record at the time, but the music was everywhere. It was on the radio, on MTV, in magazines, and everyone seemed to like it, except maybe Tipper Gore, but fuck the PMRC. This album has it all: pop hits, ballads, slow burners, guitar freakouts, everything. So this was the first record with Prince and The Revolution, with the band getting billing. It spent 24 weeks at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart.
Jeez.
32 weeks in the top 10 and remained in the top 200 for 122 weeks.
Wow.
So for over 2 years. And I found this interesting. This is just a complete side note, but between 1978 and 1992, Prince released an album a year, except for 1983, the year between 1999 and Purple Rain. So I came to this record knowing who Prince was and what he was about. I had a neighbor who was a couple years older than she, and she was a huge Prince fan. So I knew all of 1999 and probably some of the earlier stuff before this record came out. Does anybody else have any Prince stuff? Dan, do you want to say a couple things?
I, to this day, have never seen the movie. I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing. I'm told I'm not missing much, but the album is so burned into my mind, I don't feel like I need to. I didn't own the album myself, to your point, Sam. Most of it was through osmosis. But I eventually taped it off of Irene. In my mind, like her brother, like worshipped at the altars of Prince and George Michael. Like those were the two patron saints.
That's not surprising.
And I had a crush on Irene, and so I knew that I needed to get into my Prince more than I was, and so that turned me a little bit more into a Prince student.
A wise choice.
Wow.
Yes.
I should say, I hate to interrupt you, but her son just left a comment on our high school TV show video on YouTube out of nowhere, like 2 days ago, and you're mentioning her now. That's really great.
That's amazing.
Yeah, crazy.
That's amazing. I didn't even know.
You still have a
she was in the world.
chance.
That's fantastic.
You still have a chance.
I got a chance.
Saying there's
I'll ask if she's single or not.
Irene, listen to the Purple Rain episode. That's all I have to say.
Nice.
Anyways,
Dan's
so casual fan at first, but like over the years have definitely come to love him more and more.
Adam.
Let's see. I first saw them on MTV like a lot of people, just those early 1999 videos. And while I wasn't really a big fan, like when this album and movie came out, I was just gone new wave. Like I was so in that world that stuff like this didn't really have a big impact on me. However, my sister always had more street cred than me back in the day. She was the one who had Purple Rain. She was the one who had the Crush Groove soundtrack. So I heard the Beastie Boys before anybody. She turned me on to early reggae. So she was my ear to the street as far as University City streets go. So I knew every song on this record, even if they weren't on the radio, even though most of the songs ended up on the radio at one point or another. I didn't own any of his records for quite a while, but he was just one of those people that I liked everything I knew and ended up hearing plenty. I did get to see him once. He did a 21-night stand at the Forum here in LA, and friend after friend after friend was driving up from San Diego and going and saying, it's the greatest thing ever. You have to go. You have to go. So we finally went up with some friends, and it was nothing short of incredible. The opening act, I believe, was Macy Gray. Now I'm forgetting who opened.
Nice.
No, it wasn't Macy Gray, and I'm blanking on who it was. Oh, I suck. But Maceo Parker got up and played with him, and it was such an incredible set. I can't see how he would not play an incredible set. But later on, I went to message boards, and people were saying that might have been the best night of the whole run. So I'm so glad that I got to see him before he passed on. What about you, Jim?
You guys listen to Prince? Okay, Adam, New Wave. Yeah, that's in 1984. It was all about New Wave. And this, I didn't like anything about him. I mean, the whole get up, you know what I mean? All the trappings that are Prince, especially the little thin mustache. I was just out immediately. It was what girls listened to, not me. And I'm not trying to, get aroused, by listening to a Prince album. And so I was out. However,
you and Tipper,
he's got a couple of good songs. And so, obviously you can't not know about him. This is the first time I listened to the album all the way through. I never saw the movie. I knew 4 songs out of the 9 going in. And I can't wait to give you my opinion.
Yeah, I can't wait either.
Yeah, I was not even into New Wave by the time this came out. It still took me I think I was maybe like a year off before I started really getting into the New Wave stuff. So that's interesting that both of y'all were ahead of that curve for me. So let's get into it. As Dan said, so the order I've got for tonight, Dan goes first, then Adam, then me, then Jim. So Jim's gonna bring us all home with his first time listening all the way through. So this is gonna be fun.
I have so many compliments.
All right.
Seems like the right way to go.
I can't tell if that's sarcastic Jim or earnest Jim.
And that's the best part of Jim.
I'm on edge. Okay, here we go.
Number 9.
Number 9 for me. Take Me With You is number 9. Okay.
Wow.
First of all, a great opening to this song. Phenomenal opening. In fact, 100%, if I was a professional magician, that opening would be like, that would be my entrance music. Adam,
That's oddly
I want
specific.
you to play that music, Adam, when you're like editing this. So that people can put that together. That is
Nice.
phenomenal magician entrance music.
Yes.
But then it's pretty straightforward, you know. I mean, it was a single. I knew this. You know, this was one of the. I bet Jim, this is one of the ones that you knew. But it's pretty straightforward. It doesn't really. He didn't know this one. Wow.
I didn't know that one.
It didn't. Jim was in like a Prince vacuum. It doesn't
Was it
really
purple?
go anywhere. It just sort of. It's like you dance, you take one step to the left, you take one step to the right, you just kind of, it's un-Prince in that way. It's got kind of a decent groove, but it doesn't go anywhere, which is, I think, what makes Prince magic, is his songs sort of evolve and travel as they go. So that's my number 9.
Cool. My number 9 is Baby I'm a Star. It sounds like a Time song, which, not surprising. I think Prince wrote a bunch of their songs.
Exactly.
But it's a Prince party song, and that's pretty damn good. And actually, listening through it today, I noticed that there's no guitar on this song really to speak of. It's mostly percussion and synths, which is kind of odd because Prince is such a guitar god. But yeah, so there's. And I also wanted to ask our weekly question: where's your line on this record, of the songs that you like are above it and the songs that you're on are below it? So Dan, where's your line?
To me, this album fits in OK Computer territory. Like, my line is below number
Same
9.
here.
This album deserves to be this album. It's amazing.
Oh my God.
Songs I songs I love. See, that's why I'm glad I can see your face, Jim. I want to see those reactions. Songs I truly love, I would put the line at above 8. So the top 7 I truly love, but I want all of them. This album is in the same without.
Yeah,
these
I'm
9.
the same. I think it's underneath number 9, and it's like, and I think I don't know. Love is a strong word, but I mean, there's not a song on here that I would skip over. I don't think.
Great band.
What, Adam?
It's a great band, Love, because I know how much you love them. My line is probably 7 for songs I love, and or like I could, but you know.
So why don't you?
It's so funny how now we used to make this distinction. It was so easy to go, what's your line? It's this number. Now we're like, okay, well, hold on. It's like,
All right.
do you like me or do you like me?
So we'll have Adam. Why don't you do your number 9 now, and then we'll have Jim tell us where his line is when we.
Okay. My number 9 is Darling Nikki. Written about Vanity. It's kind of just that plotting weirdness that I'm sometimes like and sometimes don't like. But as far as compared to all these other songs, it didn't really get into my wheelhouse. There's that weirdness, that very like "Oh Superman" by Laurie Anderson thing at the end that I love. But I think part of the reason why it ranks lower is because it was so notorious that it had a lot to live up to. Sam kind of mentioned that it was pointed to by the Parental Resource Music Coalition,
Center.
I think is what it was called.
Parents Music Resource Center.
Center, right. So Tipper Gore, who was not quite the vice president's wife, a senator's wife, decided to save America by singling out something that really needed some looking into, and that's horrible things in pop music. So she came up with something called the Filthy 15, and they were supposedly the worst 15 songs, and this was number 1 on the list. Now, that doesn't mean that it was the worst for them. I'm pretty sure that it was because this was the song that she heard or overheard her daughter hearing and was so offended that that's why she got into this cause. So her daughter was 11. She brought Purple Rain, and little did she know that there was some really bad words like masturbation. So, you know. Yeah.
My understanding is her daughter now has a WAP tattoo. I think.
Don't we all have WAP tattoos though? I mean,
here's hoping. So yeah, it was so notorious as being so dirty, and God, it seems tame now because really the only bad word in it is masturbation, if that's even bad. He talks about grinding, but that's about it. So I like it a little, but it's not like, I had to put it somewhere. So down it goes.
That's amazing. Wow. Okay. I did not know that history. I did ask my wife about that song, because she would rather be doing this pod than me right now.
Nice.
And I said,
Get her in here. She's cuter.
I go, hey, did this darling Nikki? I remember hearing something about it being, dirty or something. I go, was that like risque back in the day? When you first heard it? And she goes, that song's nasty.
Yeah.
So, and that's a good thing, evidently. Okay. My number 9, and I can't believe again we don't have the same number 9, is Computer Blue. Holy crap. The opening is horrific. Yes, Lisa, is the water warm? Are you kidding me? Get the hell. Ooh, David. Ooh, David. Stop it.
What is wrong with you?
It is the grossest
Sam,
thing. It is.
Sam, and then can we record a non-prude version of this podcast at some point?
I'm no prude. It's just that I don't need. I tune into Prince and I'm trying to listen, guys, and I did my homework. I gave it 8 solid listens, headphones in, on the runs, and I was just like, this Yes Lisa thing is in my ears, and I'm going, I didn't tune in today to get like into that mode, right? Like this is not my bedroom, so get out of there.
Okay.
The second half of that song is turns into like a Billy Ocean song. There's a little yacht rock feel to it, and so it kind of that's all right, I guess, but it's not anything that I ever need to listen to ever again. Number 9, Computer Blue. What? It's not even a good tune. It doesn't sound good to the ears.
Where's your line?
Oh, dude, my line's at number 3. There's only 3 songs that I'll ever listen to again on this album.
Okay, fair enough. Dan, number 8.
I thought you're next. Aren't you next, Sam?
Jim.
Dan.
I said the order was. Let me see.
I promise, Adam.
Oh, you're first. I'm sorry.
Dan,
Easily
Adam,
distracted.
Sam, Jim.
Take it from. You know what? Take it from the top. Sam, can you just do the introduction again?
Okay. So Prince, we're doing Purple Rain.
All right. Number 8 for me, Computer Blue, Jim. I'm with
Yay.
you. I'm only partially with you. The beginning again is amazing. In fact, if I was an erotic dancer, that would 100% be my entrance music.
Wow.
Would be Computer Blue.
Musician, erotic.
You mean
dancer.
when you were an erotic dancer?
Yeah.
That was your song? Right. Thank you.
When you
Chip
were
and Dan's.
Amazing opening. Jim, I'm completely with you though. The second half just gets. It is like generic 80s soundtrack. I mean, it's got the Prince flourishes to it, but like all I could think was like, Marty and Doc fixing up the DeLorean. Like, it's like that like montage music, like moving around. So I could, again, my line of love was 7, but it has its place. I love the long extended music, but it gets a little, it hasn't aged nearly as well as a lot of the stuff on the album.
Okay. So I think I went second after Dan before, so
yep.
I had it wrong on my order, but I'll just keep going with it. So whatever. My number 8 is Darling Nikki. This song fell a lot farther than I thought it would, because I just remember liking it a lot when I was a kid, and so maybe I was a horny kid or whatever, but I always thought he was saying cry when he was saying grind, and so like call me up whenever you want to cry, and I was like, I guess maybe it was so good he cried or something. So, but I think it was actually, I think it might have been the Foo Fighters version where I was finally like, oh, grind. Oh.
No way. That many years later?
So. I don't think I ever really because it was just like, that's what it was in my head.
The Foo Fighters covered that song?
Yes.
The Foo Fighters covered it?
Yes.
Yeah. And so then I understood grind, and I'm like, oh, okay. So it is a little dirtier than just the masturbating part. So, but as I recall, it was like a super sexy song when we were kids, and the parents were up in arms about it, but was it just the masturbating part, or was it because a woman was in control of her sexuality? But for like as a kid at the time, I mean, like I was 13 when the record came out, so it felt like kind of more like an early peek behind the curtain of like sex and adulthood. And the backwards masking part was like so strange and exotic back then, and and it was like on this really popular record, but it was supposed to be something that was like dark and satanic. But he actually talks about like the Lord coming. I think that's what it says. But I think Adam's got the lyric sheet, I believe.
It says, "Do your homework,
do your homework, don't do drugs,
stay in school." Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but like I said, thought it would be higher, but it's not. So here we are, number 8, Darling Nikki.
Wow.
All right. So my number 8 is The Beautiful Ones, which I thought everybody was going to put last. How wrong I was.
Interesting.
But so it's got, it's definitely a floaty kind of weird thing through almost all of it, and I like it when he goes there, that he doesn't have to always write like super catchy pop songs. I love this quote that I found recently and posted on my music page, that in a 2014 interview with Rolling Stone, he said of his listening habits, "What I like is stuff that I can't do, that I would never do. Like the Cocteau twins, I would never do that." And I was just like,
wow.
I love hearing something that random. There's also a great Replacements interview, if you can find it, where they're talking about how much they love the Cocteau twins. And I cannot tell if they're kidding or not, because they seem completely serious,
right?
which I love. But yeah, it's floaty and floaty and floaty. And then at one point, it really comes together. And I know the movie is supposed to be totally separate, but that moment in the movie where he's basically singing to a girl in the audience, and it's all floaty, and then at that moment it comes like together, major anthem-y power chords, and he's staring at her. There's a dramatic zoom in on her, and it's so powerful the way they do it, and I just love that. I've definitely given my fair share of eye contact from the stage with probably zero or no or little effect ever. So whenever I see that part or think about it, I was delighted. But on the receiving end, Dan, I'm so glad that you mentioned Irene, because I had a crush a few years back who was a singer, and in the middle of one song, I can't remember what it was, but she gave me a point or a wink or something, and it, like, I felt it on every inch of my body, like shivers to the spine. And like both of my friends on either side of me looked at me like, "What was that?" And I'm like, I don't know. Like,
that's amazing.
So to be on the, it's something. But just for that one moment, it's maybe one of my favorite moments, if not my favorite moment on the whole album, is the way it's so floaty and it just comes together for 1 second. So that's my number 8, and I have nothing else to say.
Well, Adam, you're right. The Beautiful Ones is number 8. I like this song better when World Party did it as I Ain't Gonna Come Till I'm Ready. The very high fall.
Nice.
It is awesome. But my God, does it devolve at the end into that screaming stuff. And it kept falling for me because I kept hearing the end screams, and I was like, Jesus Christ, turn this thing off. So it kept falling and falling and falling to number 8. That's all I have to say.
Wild.
By the way, Jim, there's a whole separate side conversation to have about all of the times that Carl Wallinger from World Party is so clearly emulating Prince. Like, he does so much Prince. It's amazing. Which you wouldn't expect. And then you hear the other half where he's sounding all Irish, It's just like you don't, I love it.
Show me to the top.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that's me, right?
Yeah.
I'm up.
Yep.
I will show you to the top. Well, we're on our way to the top.
Thank you, Jan.
I see what you did there.
7. Come on, I got to work on those transitions. Number 7, Baby I'm a Star. Yes, 100%, Sam. He just 100% ripped off. He basically said, "Let's re-record the time," like The Bird by the time, right? Like it's totally like that same vibe. But it sounds great hearing him do it.
Yeah.
The verses are like so tight; they're so great. The chorus is kind of nothing. the name of the song, like Prince just has like amazing named songs. Computer Blue is an amazing name for a song in the 80s.
So good.
Baby, I'm a Star is a perfect name for a Prince song. So anyways, great grooves, totally get into it, but definitely bottom half.
All right, I think it's bombshell time, ladies and gentlemen. Number 7, number 7.
Boy. Oh boy.
Let's Go Crazy.
Oh.
Ooh, here
it's
it comes.
It's a great song. It's a great song.
The queen is dead of this episode.
I mean,
That's right.
and again, this is.
I should be thankful it's not number 9.
There
so
you
thank
go. No, it's a great song, obviously, and I was really surprised that it fell this far. But like re-listening to it, and it wasn't. I kept re-listening to the record and taking heed of what y'all have said before about like, is it overplayed? Was it too overplayed? Like, how would I rank it now? And I still think it would come in around here. Like, I mean. There's part of me that could probably I vacillated between this and maybe 6 or something like that, but it just when I kept listening to it, I was like I like these other songs better. They like I was cooking dinner tonight and I was like listening to the record, and as the songs came on,
What'd you make?
We made oh no, actually I was making congee at the time. It's for breakfast.
Okay, thanks.
But as I was listening to him, I was listening to him in the order that I had him ranked, and like I was just grooving to the songs. Just a little bit more than this. I mean, it's Let's Go Crazy. It's a fucking great song, but it just hit at number 7 for me.
Wow, you listen to the songs in the order.
Somewhere in the Heavens. Oh, I do that too. That's
Do
that's
you?
a final review for me is it's to check the order. You got to then play them in that order. It's only my final 1 or 2 times. Yeah.
Oh.
We'll talk techniques one of these times.
You literally you decide your ranking, and then your final time through, you will play it from bottom to top or top to bottom in the order that you have.
Bottom to top. So that as each one comes up, I'm like, your responsibility is you have to beat the song. And in fact, I made adjustments today based. I mean, look, you're talking to a guy that puts together a top 100 every single year. So like, you got to have a process for having songs do battle against each other.
That's amazing.
And it does change your perception when you listen to it that way.
Wow, that's good.
I think. Anyways, Prince is up in the heaven taking notes saying, okay, not a good song for making kanji. I will grant you that Let's Go Crazy is not ideal for making kanji.
For me, somebody else, it might be perfect. It might be just what they need.
Go ahead.
All right, number 7, Dan. My number 7 is also "Baby, I'm a Star." And
God, I thought you were going to say "Let's Go Crazy." I was like,
no,
out.
no. I love it when Prince can get this modest. It's just so sweet, and that he can be so grounded.
He's the very picture of modesty.
Oh, I love it. I guess the main reason why it's not at least a little higher is because it follows "I Would Die for You" on the album, and they have a similar tempo and kind of a little bit of a similar feel. He could have spaced those out a little better. I mean, I know they're not. You know, there's plenty of things that are different, but it could have been placed better. So I remember when I listened to it, I'm like, oh, another one that's kind of in that vein.
Oh my God! Stop talking. You're so wrong there. Go ahead.
Prince is once again up in heaven taking notes. Okay, so maybe I should resequence the record.
But I hear what you guys are saying about it being a little bit like the time. It's definitely got that soul rave up kind of thing. Like when James Brown would take his old songs and play them maybe a little bit too fast. It's kind of like that, but it works better than that here. But this also has my favorite misheard lyric, which most people thought he was saying "baby Toyota" because you just can't hear what he says in that one part. But he says "baby, but I are," which makes even less sense than "baby Toyota." But hopefully you'll learn a little something and not have it pop up in front of a karaoke screen and throw you off guard.
So actually, just to kind of piggyback on that a little bit, the weirdest lyric for me that I found in researching this record was "Purple Banana" in "Let's Go Crazy."
He says that?
Yes.
That is a weird one.
He says, let's search for the purple banana before they throw us in the truck.
Yes.
Let's go
Yes.
crazy. Let's go
Wow.
nuts. Let's search for the purple banana before they throw us in the truck. And I
Right.
saw that and was like, what the
Right.
fuck was that?
I've only heard that song a million
Million
times.
times.
I think at one point I thought it was a
Great.
purple manatee, which makes even less sense. But
I don't think I had any idea what he was saying. And then I read purple banana and just lost my shit. I went crazy.
course.
I went crazy.
Of course he has a nickname. Of course he has a
Right.
nickname for
You
his
follow
Exactly.
directions.
I'm not going to fall for the purple banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah.
Jim, you're next.
You know what? Adam and Dan, you are correct. Baby, I'm a Star is number 7. Bruno Mars made.
When was the last time we ever
Bruno-
agreed on something like?
Bruno Mars made a career off of this song. And
That's a fact.
and my wife loves it, and she's like, how can you not dance when you hear this song? And I just noticed
Possible.
Sam was dancing on the Zoom thinking about this song, so she's right, I guess. That's it.
Yeah, it's a fantastic song. Just for me, it was at the bottom. For you guys, a little bit higher.
All right, number 6 for me is The Beautiful Ones. This is Slow Jam Prince. This actually, I went in thinking this would be lower, but it did better and better. It's that crooning Prince, right? It is. You said this, Adam. It's kind of the slow version. And then he goes into, Jim, I differ with you here. Anytime Prince goes from soft to shredding his vocal cords, I'll fall for it every time.
Yeah.
Like that trick, that trick cannot run out for me. So I love that kind of, mellow kind of milking it all, baby, 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 and then just like blowing it out at the end. It's just a great progression.
I notice, darling, Nikki hasn't shown up on your list yet. So, yeah, I know what you mean. Okay.
Exactly. One other thing I'll say, Adam talked about live performances. So I saw him twice. We'll get to the first time I saw him later. But the second time I saw him, I think it was the third to the last performance before he died.
Wow.
When he was doing Piano and a Microphone tour. My wife had never seen Prince, and she's a Prince fan. And I said to her, you have to see Prince before you die. Thinking my wife would go first. I don't know. But
That's grim.
so
Wow, from your mouth to Prince's ear.
it was he was coming through town, and this was the tour where it was just him, a piano, and a microphone, and he played Oracle Arena, which is where the Warriors used to play, so like full basketball arena. I'm like, this show is gonna suck. It's literally him and a piano, no backing band, no way. I am telling you, we had bad seats. That whole arena was enthralled. He owned that entire arena, just playing a piano, just singing. Stage presence like probably nobody else I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Anyways, he played Beautiful Ones, among other songs, of course. But like, it's one thing when you play the big ballads and the super powerful songs. It's another to be playing Beautiful Ones and the whole place is silent. He's just
I can't
like
even imagine.
killing it.
That's
And
so great.
I just had chills. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I don't know how to follow that, but I will with number 6. I have "Take Me With You." There's something about the slinky strings and the finger cymbals. It's a different feel for Prince. The shared vocals with Apollonia on this one, I think, kind of takes it to a different place. I mean, he doesn't really share his vocals a lot, and when he does, it's usually with himself. Especially when he alters his vocals to be a female sounding. But one of the little tiny bits that maybe elevated a little bit, and it's super tiny, but it's the little acoustic riff in between those the strings at the song open, and there's just this tiny little like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and it's right under there. But every time I hear it, I'm like, that's fucking rad. Like it's just a little lick, and it's just perfect.
Nice.
Sam, that's when there's going to be a little smoke explosion as I'm starting my magic show, right during that.
Perfect.
Because magic is illusion. Sam, my number 6 is also "Take Me With You." And I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. It's so strange. I love that so many things that he did became synonymous with him, and we'll talk about some of them later. But one of them is the simple thing of putting the letter U instead of the word you. It's so dumb. It's so simple, but you see that and you immediately think of him. It's kind of crazy. Like that, it's such a small thing. But yeah, I wrote down finger symbols. It kind of has that lazy Raspberry Beret quality to it, which came a little bit later.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit Beatley. Some people would say, just because you put strings in it doesn't make it Beatley, but a lot of people will say that. But I always think of him on the motorcycle from the movie when I hear this, just because of the video. So I cannot, that's one of those images that you can't get away from.
I agree with you that number 6 is Take Me With You. That's 3 of 4 for those keeping score at home.
Or even if you're alone.
The opening...
Different joke, sorry.
The opening is Beverly Hills Cop or Lethal Weapon. Like, you know, they've stolen the oldest daughter of the cop, and Riggs has got to jump into the car and, you know, drive. And it's definitely a nighttime scene, you know. And then it turns into an okay pop song. It's an okay pop song. I didn't know who. I was thinking either Wendy or Lisa from the other Computer Blue opening was the backing vocals or something. But Apollonia, I guess, is. I just learned. I didn't like those. I didn't like her vocals. I thought it detracted. She can't sing harmony. I'm going to say it. And that's
she wasn't known
Adam,
for. She wasn't known for her singing.
Okay. Are you alluding to the fact that maybe she could grind?
If that's where we want to go with that, I will not take it further.
I don't know anything about Prince.
Jim Apollonia could cry with the best of them.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, I don't know if that's a girlfriend of his or something. Anyway, so Take Me With You. Yeah, you're right, Adam. There's not a lot to say about it, but it's number 6.
I love that Jim and I now have both imagined 80s movie sequences set to Prince.
Yep.
That's clearly one of his sweet spots. Number 5. I somehow deep down in my heart, I knew I was going to be the first one to mention this song. I knew that I've always been a bit more of a detractor than the average person. Number 5 is When Doves Cry.
Oh.
Okay, not too...
That's a good reaction from Jim. Wow.
Mirth.
Wow.
I got mirth from Jim on that one.
Wow. I thought for sure you were going to say something else. Anyway.
Let's talk about the opening again. God damn, this album has so many amazing song openings. I mean, you know, that guitar riff to start this off. If I was a professional wrestler, this would 100% be my entrance music.
We have a theme for Dan this evening.
My gosh. I want to hear 10 jobs riff. And the 10 songs that you would go along to go with these jobs. This is great.
Yeah.
Next podcast. That's it. That opening, and then of course at the end you've got that string, that synth string arpeggio all the way up.
Yeah.
So amazing opening, amazing finish. It was funny when I was listening to this, I was thinking, is this possibly the most 80s song of all time? Like, I don't know if I could pick another song that better encapsulates the 80s than When Doves Cry.
I feel like we said that about Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
No, how dare you guys?
I disagree with that. I disagree with that for sure.
Hey,
I don't know. It just bleeds.
Dan,
80s.
Dan, you're forgetting about Don't You Forget About Me. That's the 80s.
Well, look,
I mean,
there's songs that
category,
left a mark on the culture and stuff like that. I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's a separate episode. Anyways, Jim, I'm going to throw it back to your own words. This song, why is it lower than, it's still number 5. It's still a phenomenal song, but I'm going to use your words from the Police episode. Samey, samey. This song, ultimately, it's got kind of one thing going. And he goes through a couple of times about, his being like his mother and is like his father. And again, it's a great song. I'm not trying to diss it, but there's better stuff out there. I said it.
This episode may go down as one of our most, to borrow an album title for Prince, controversial. if you will. Maybe you won't.
I see what you did there.
Thank you. My number 5 is Computer Blue. I was kind of surprised that this one went as high as it did. That dispassionate open between Wendy and Lisa, I think Jim is misreading that, but that's one of those things where it's from a different time. Like if you weren't, I feel like if you weren't there in that
the look
place,
that Jim is giving you.
Yeah,
but that is what Jim. That is what
talking.
sexy was back then, Jim.
Keep talking.
I don't even think it was
dispassionate.
Yeah,
No,
I don't think it was
going a different way.
Sexy. Like there was like a little bit, like I think the Wikipedia said something about like kind of like the S&M or like top, bottom, dominant, sort of subtext to it. But and I mean it's certainly there, but it's just that like there was just something about it, like Dan just said, like the openings to the songs, like you're opening with that, like Wendy, yes, Lisa. Like it's just like that dead, and she's like, is the water warm enough yet? Yes, Lisa. And it's just
I know how it goes, dude.
No, but it's sexier when Sam does it.
Take your hand away from your nipple. I mean, there's no need to be touched. Anyway.
No, but it's just, but like that's like that start, and then it like the first part of the song, it starts with that feedback, and I'm a sucker for well-crafted feedback, and it's mostly instrumental, like not even talking about the second half, and like the signature Lindrum beat that comes in, and the song switch that comes in halfway through. Like I love that. Like I love, because I'm just a sucker for pop stuff. But I reading about it, read that it because I was like, that feels like it's a separate song. It feels like it's tacked on. And as I read about it, it's called Father's Song, and it was actually something that he wrote. I think his dad got a songwriting credit. Because it was something that his dad had written, and in the music, it's got like this tender thing where he's playing at the piano. And on the reissue, the 2017 reissue, they do have that version on there. But I also discovered that they have a 12-minute version of this, which I think would drive Jim absolutely through the fucking wall.
Wow.
But I listened to it, and I like the song, and so I liked that drawn out, like just like getting into the rhythms of it and just extending it, because I really like it. It's kind of weird and spacey enough, and then it has that pop thing, but then it brings it back at the end. I dig it.
Is it 11 minutes of other questions that Wendy is asking Lisa, and then just a minute of music at the end, or?
I don't think so.
Okay. My number 5 is going to be the one that I think, I mean, it can only be as far apart as 4 at this point since it's number 5, but I think that this is going to be a lot higher for you guys, but my number 5 is Purple Rain.
That's what I thought Dan was going to say.
Amazing.
It was a hard one. It was a hard one because I thought it was actually going to be lower. I've never loved this song as much as it's the epic classic that it's said to be. I found it interesting that he actually did lift the title from, is it Sister Golden Hair by America? One of those big hits by America. He mentioned something about being in the Purple Rain, and every time I would hear the America song, I'm like, that's so strange. I wonder if it means something, if it's some 70s catchphrase that I just didn't know about. No, it was actually Prince taking it from America, because I mean, he likes Cocteau Twins. You never know with this guy. But it's always funny to me that to watch people cover it, because they just get so into it, and they're singing about Purple Rain, which means like nothing,
Why would you cover this
song? A lot of people do it.
That's its
brilliance. Exactly.
I can't even imagine.
But the only cover of it that I've ever seen and really loved, funny enough, was right after he died. David Gilmour was on tour, and at the end of one of his songs, he went into the epic ending, and all the lights of the stage show turned purple, and it was so great. I would never have expected that from him, but it was just so cool. But my favorite influence that this song may have had, funny enough, because we were just talking about Carl Wallinger and World Party, he was a member of the Waterboys, and The Hole the Moon is said to be sort of a Prince homage. In the liner notes, it even says, for Prince, you, letter U, saw the whole of the moon. And he says, Mike Scott says, for the top line synth, I asked him to play something like Prince's 1999, and he made it his own, as he always did. Another 4-note sliding melody was influenced by Prince's Paisley Park. He's talking about Carl Wallinger there. And I love the Hey Jude ending, which I always think that is just like an endless sing-along, but that high that part is not really that long. He sings it, but he only sings it a few times, which is like the ending just seems to go on forever and not necessarily in a bad way. I think I used to think it went on too long, but listening to it for this, I was like, this is actually great. But it totally made me think of my favorite last note, because the last note just goes on forever and ever. I highly encourage everyone to go on YouTube and find the last note of the Scorpions set at US Festival on the song Can't Get Enough, the funniest last note that's ever been played at a live show. It goes on for like 2 minutes. It's so Spinal Tap. And the last note in Purple Rain is probably about as long. Probably not as funny to watch, but please do it, just for me.
That's so great. I want to talk more about Purple Rain right now, but I'm going to have to go to my number 5, which is Darling Nikki. But this is the point where I think that we should just do every song in order and talk about it at the same time. I'm telling you guys, it'd be a better pod. Darling Nikki. Darling Nikki is my number 5. This is the Norwegian Wood song, right?
How's that?
You know, met a girl, wakes up the next morning.
I love it. Like the strange out of place girl. That's a great connection.
Anyway, that's the only reason it's that high. Everything else sucks about it. No, I'm just kidding. It's just the first time I heard it, I was like, all right, you know, you're into sex. It's great. You know, we get it by now. Was
the first time you heard it for this, or had you heard it before?
I'd never heard the song before this one. Listening to studying for this. The backwards masking, like when that starts, that second part starts, it sounds like a church choir right at the beginning, and then it goes into, you can hear it's backward masking. But I was like, oh my God, he's sinned so much, he's got to put this like church choir on at the end just to like I really want to go to heaven though, you know. But then it's backward masking, which is clearly the mark of the devil.
As the devil's work.
Yeah, turn me on, dead man. Anyway, so that's all I got to say about Darling Nikki, except for today, you know, in the 8th listen, I finally got what he was saying about show enough knows how to grind. That's the part I think that Dan is going to talk about later. So I stole your thunder.
So Jim, with all these negative opinions about this album, you're going to make me grind. Thank you. That was terrible.
Sam, you still have those words switched. That's going to be important to fix at some point.
I'll fix it in post.
All right, Jim, let's do this, Jim. Back-to-back song discussions. Let's do it. I'm all for it. Number 4, Darling Nikki. So let's talk. First of all, yes, you stole my, goddammit, I literally have in my notes the words show enough. But I want to start with that amazing crossfade that nobody talked about from Computer Blue, where literally Darling Nikki is a couple notes in, like it's a couple bars in even by the time Computer Blue's done. Love how that kind of works. That totally fits. What I love about Darling Nikki, just the attitude oozing out of this. This is Prince that is like friggin', you know, I can have any woman I want. Like, you know, it's dripping out of him. I feel like he actually uses a different accent on this song. Like there's certain words where like all of a sudden he has an accent where he doesn't before. Like he does do show enough, but like when he says saw little Nikki grind, just the way he just kind of, it's got like a snarl to it.
New
or like,
Orleans.
Sign your name on the dotted line. You know, there's like exactly. It kind of slips in something that I feel like I don't usually hear from him.
Dr. John.
And he really builds the scene. Like, admit it, everyone. Well, okay, so again, I haven't seen the movie, but we all have a scene in our head as he's building this. Like, he's building out the scene. And sure, it's the typical, like, you know, there's the horny stuff, but there are details in here that are just really.
Did you say horny?
Really interesting.
It's raining. It's, you know, it probably is in New Orleans, right? Like, I mean, there's a lot of, you know, I can picture the scene for sure. Yeah. There's a lot of
back to your point about back to your point about more Norwegian Wood, like that is another song that like totally sets a scene. Like you can see it.
Yeah.
You know, they're wearing less clothes in the Darling Nikki version.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
That's arguable.
You know, the lights go out. Anyways,
There is a bath.
I just love the attitude. I mean, honestly, I love this song, and it's only because there's superstars ahead of it that it could go no further. And you guys have already talked about the second half of the song, or the final bit of the song, which is just this totally unexpected, like, extra bit that is, you're like, wait a second, we're still on the same track. Love it.
And what he says is backwards. It says, "Hello, how are you? Fine, fine, because I know that the Lord is coming soon, coming soon."
Wow.
That's sexual.
Right?
Wow.
Literally, God is coming. Only Prince.
Wow.
There's those U's again.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, you.
Oh, you. The Beautiful Ones is my number 4. It's a great start with the falsetto. It's super tender, you know, and we've already talked about like that switch of, you know, just like baby, you know, it's so, he's pleading with her and just like talking so sweetly. And then by the end of it, he's just hollering. He's just like, you can feel the pain, and it's so emotionally raw. And I don't know a lot of artists, I feel like, that do that are able to go from that sweet emotion, that kind of, you know, pleading, soft, to like just belting it out. Like, I can't, like, you have to help me out with this sort of thing. So emotionally raw. And this was, you know, I mean, for all the songs that I've said that were below it, I was surprised that this one made it this high, but I think that transition, that build, does it for me.
Oh, I'm not surprised. This song screams Sam to me. Like I knew this was destined for the upper ranks with Sam's ranking.
Interesting. All right.
I'm a little disappointed in you guys because I would think that all of us would have put "I Would Die for You" at number 4. It's so on the nose, but it absolutely deserves to be there. This song just crackles with energy, and that's why it's three slots above "Baby I'm a Star." Like, they're similar, but there's just the way that there's so little going on in the verse. It's just that like super fast hi-hat, and it's like fireworks are going off when he's singing that chorus. It's so great. And I cannot remember where I first saw or heard about it. I want to say it was, it might have been my girlfriend Kelly that was like, oh, like there's the hand signal, which I think you're doing, Sam, which no one can see. And I'm like, well, how could I never remember? But it's so funny because in trying to remember what the hand signal was for each word, the one I could not understand was the word would. I mean, obviously I would, and then you, and the gun to your head for die.
Norwegian would.
You turn it around for the number 4 and then point again for the, so I Googled it, and sure enough, there were people online asking, what is the hand signal for the word would? And watching him do it in the movie, there really isn't. He's just kind of...
You hold it, right? Yeah, you stay on the...
He points twice at himself. I would. So
die for.
And then you kill yourself. Yeah. So if you're playing along at home, don't kill yourself.
I was doing the throat slash, not the gun thing, but I'm...
Yeah, I always did the throat slash, dude.
Because I always did that. I'm not really a gun guy.
Oh,
so.
I always did the gun. Yeah, I did the gun into the 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
That turn is
wow.
It takes some work, but Sam's got some mafia ties in his family, so it kind of makes more sense that he would have the
Irish mafia really big.
Thank God. Thank God we cleared up the hand signals. Okay, so number 4...
That was bound to happen in this episode.
Number 4 is "Let's Go Crazy." And, you know, it is what it is. I will say that I really, really appreciate an artist who... I always think about, when we're doing this stuff, I always think about them in the studio, just, you know, making decisions. And "Let's Go Crazy," opening with that. I mean, first of all, opening with that song on an album, great album opener, of course. But opening with the "Dearly Beloved" whole thing, it is it's just balls. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna do what I want on this album. This is gonna be my album. And I went back and I counted how many songs out of the 9 have different openings, and then it goes into something else. And there's 4 of them. This one, Take Me With You. Obviously,
your favorite.
When Doves Cry, and then Computer Blue. Yeah, but of the first 4 songs, 3 of them have like a different opening. He's doing whatever the hell he wants on this album, and it's great. It's great for an artist to make choices. It's the exact opposite of what I was saying about NXS Kick, where it's just like, okay, pop song. You just think like the record executives are in charge of what happens, whereas this guy's in charge of what happens here, and that's. I do appreciate that so much about this album. And listening to this song, you've heard it 1,000 times. I was like, what can I say about it? I do like the fact that he does exactly what he's saying. Let's go crazy. At the end, that guitar solo, he goes fucking crazy, and it's so fucking good. And he's like, this is who I am. You want to see how good I am at this instrument? I'm about to show you. And he goes fucking crazy. That's the modesty. It's very poetic about that song. The other thing I'll say about this one is the SNL 40th anniversary of Saturday Night Live, the after party, and Prince gets up and does a slow jam of this one, and everybody, and it's just like, this is the anthem of this party. It was great.
Like how people hear that ending guitar solo and they don't think of Prince as a guitar god. Like, I don't understand that. Like, people are just like, what? Like, he's good at guitar.
That's
like,
Eddie Van Halen, right?
Me?
I mean, that's yeah.
I'll get to that.
All right,
Jim.
Just you wait.
Your whole thing was full of compliments for Let's Go Crazy, but you put it at number 4 and you said your line's at number 3. So why possibly does this not make it above the line?
I question that too.
Just an all right song,
No, I don't.
Hey,
it's another pop party song. I mean, I get it. I mean, like I have it at number 7. So like I get it to that point. It's another pop party song. It rocks. It totally fucking rocks. But I can see
right.
Jim's reasoning on that.
Sam's right.
Right on this one.
From the background.
All right, shaking my head. All right, number 3 is I Would Die For You. I mean, Jim, great transition. Prince does whatever the fuck on this album. I agree 100%. He goes in so many different directions. But on I Would Die For You, like part of the point is this is Prince showing not only does he do whatever he wants, but he can do whatever he wants. He is all fucking powerful.
Yep.
And on I Would Die For You, he goes, okay, y'all, enough screwing around. Now I'm going to show you the perfect pop song. And this thing is so tight, right? Like, this is Prince and his band so locked in. To your point, Adam, there's not a wasted beat. There's not a wasted, like, moment. This is just, we're going to go straight to the chorus. It's a chorus everyone's going to be singing. I've already got the finger motions for it. Like, this thing's got hit written all over it. Just in case the other stuff doesn't somehow land, I'm Prince. I'm going to have a massive hit.
And you're funky.
That's what this is. And it's like if McCartney were more emo and hornier, like, just I can write something at my will that will have the world singing it. And it just, there's nothing overly fancy about it, but it absolutely just delivers on that front. It's just front to back, like masterclass.
Yep. I have it at the same position, Dan. I Would Die For You is my number 3. Out of the raw,
I would 3 for you. I would die 3 for you. What is it?
Thank you. Out of the raw emotion of When Doves Cry, and like how that ends, and then it just right into this insistent pop song, and then Baby I'm a Star. Like this transitions a little bit. What is it? Let's Go Crazy into Computer Blue, or Take Me With You. Sorry, Let's Go Crazy into Take Me With You is kind of what we were saying, like from the Kiss into Catch. But because the second side of the album, right, starts with When Doves Cry and then goes into this. So it's like When Doves Cry is like really raw emotion, and then into I Would Die For You. It is that kind of like super switch of styles and feeling. But yeah, fucking great pop song. Yeah, I mean, you've already said it. There's not much more to say.
Nice. My number 3 is When Doves Cry. And I thought it was going to be lower, probably just because of the overplayed thing. Like, I don't think I've listened to the whole thing in a while. When it comes on, I don't have to keep it on. It's like, okay, I can do with that. And that's not like that with other songs on this album. But what struck me more than usual this time listening to it is how spare it is. It is famously has no bass on it. And I don't think I've really listened to it closely since I knew that. And it's so spare. It's really just a lot of drums and then these little flourishes. But I mean, it's almost in parts as spare as things like Warm Leatherette or White Horse. I don't remember who did White Horse, but if you remember that song from the early 80s, where there's almost nothing on it. Yeah, or like Kraftwerk or something. But because it's Prince, he can't help himself to keep it that spare. So there's all these little things that just keep popping out throughout, and it's like there's so many hooks that only happen just once in the song, and it's not even a vamp. He turns it into a full-on hook. There were so many things in this song where I could sing along or play along, like the "Don't Make Me Chase You," and the keyboard behind it goes that little doot, 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 like that little playful thing behind it. There's so many of those in there that I couldn't believe it, and it's almost 6 minutes long, and they were playing the whole thing on the radio at the time.
Really, it's 6 minutes? Wow.
Almost. It's like close to 6 minutes if I remember right.
Well, they've got an edit.
There's so many great little things.
I was gonna say they've got an edit, and it makes me mad when I hear it because it was on. They put that version on the hits, I believe, the Prince hit, and that's when I'm just like, oh, God, no, I want to hear the whole thing. I want to hear like the epic that it is.
Exactly. Two things one thing I love about it is where I'm talking about repeatedly, I keep saying like, oh, that's because he's so modest, but he's actually like quite what's the word? He says dig if you will at one point, and he's so polite about it, like not most people wouldn't even question it. You'd think that Prince would just take it, but if you will, please dig this, which I love. But also and I think I can only share this with Dan. Maybe Sam knows this one, but there was a song in the early 90s that Dan and I loved by a Canadian rap act called Dream Warriors, called "Wash Your Face in My Sink." Is that what it's called? And there's this little
face in my sink.
Yeah, there's a tiny allusion to When Doves Cry. And when I heard it, I totally thought of you. Like I'm like, oh, I gotta mention that song. It's such a great song. You mentioned the end flourish, and that's what I think about most when I think of this song, and I'm sure you guys have all had this happen. You get in your car, you turn on the radio, and you hear the very, very end of a song. And sometimes if you only hear an ending like that completely out of context, because that, like you're saying about the intros, Jim, that end part is completely different from the rest of the song. So I get in the car with my friend Mike Byer from college, who many of you knew. We turned it on and we hear diddle 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 diddle, and we both look at each other like, okay, we've heard that a million times. What song is that? And he's more of an 80s freak than me. It took us like a half hour to figure out what it was. And
love that.
Years later, I hosted a music trivia night, and I didn't have a whole category for that kind of thing, but I'm like, okay, here's an extra bonus thing, and I played just the end. I went out and bought Prince's The Hits just so I could play, because I didn't own any Prince music, and I bought it just so I could play the end. And about half the people got it right away, and about half the people had the exact same reaction as me. And my friend Kipper, my friend Kipper, who's maybe one of the funniest people I know, and he was a trivia host as well. He was freaking out because he could not figure it out. And at one point he went to take a piss in the bathroom, and he came out like triumphantly. Like that's sometimes when you're trying to think of something you can't. And he came out, he had thought of it. He was so happy. So that's my ending.
that is the perfect trivia question, dude, because half of the room gets it immediately, the other half is tearing their hair out. I love that. I hosted a trivia night once, and I had the question of who were the three amigos, what actors were the three amigos, and this guy who was coming out of the bathroom to rejoin his team, shouts at the top of his lungs, Chevy Chase, and names them all three.
Oh, Jesus.
It's like, dude, this is trivia night. Anyway, number 3
Fail.
is Purple Rain.
Okay.
I was like you, Adam. I did not.
Wow.
I did not think this was going to be so high. I was like, that song I've turned off a lot, But as I listened to it, and remember in stereo, right? Like I'm concentrating. I was like, damn, this is good. And I just like to talk about the beginning and the end of the song. The first dome, and it's so long before he comes into it with that guitar, and it's absolutely at the right time. It's just yes, and we're in and we're going, and it's it's a great little pop tune, and the end. He did not want this song to end, and he did not want this he did not want this album to end. I mean, he is like drawing it out, and I was listening really closely today, and there's applause at the end of the song, and I'd never noticed that before. The best moment on the album is probably here. The best lyric in the song is, "And that means you too," when he says that. Anyway.
Well, hold on, I didn't hear that. What's the lyric that you loved?
That means you too.
And then he follows it with this insane guitar lick, like the way he does it is just so great.
All right, y'all. Let's go into number 2. My number 2 is "We Are Gathered Here Today to Celebrate This Thing Called Life." Look, I've been the one harping on the song openers. This song opener, this album opener, Jim, to your point, it's in the song opening Hall of Fame. And I mean, that is a very restrictive group. This is one of the truly great moments. You already summarized it great, Jim, but like, he's in control of this motherfucker. He's sermonizing from the beginning, and it's amazing. It's such a kickoff. It also, like, I don't know, I didn't think of this back when it was kind of a hit, but like listening to it again and again, like, Prince is funny, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's got a sense of humor as much as he's got attitude. Like, when he pauses and goes, "The afterlife," and then the organ flourish of like, and then obviously the call up to that shrink in Beverly Hills. It's just it's just unbelievable. I mean, it's just amazing. Party songs are okay, you guys. If there's one message I keep trying to seed in these podcasts, it's okay to be a party song. This is in some ways the opposite of "I Would Die for You," because there it's like so tight. Here it's just on the edge of potentially losing its shit and going in any direction, right? It's looser. The guitar goes all over the place. Like, they are rocking out, and yet the whole thing just totally sticks together. And how you cannot just like stop everything and dance if you like heard this in a club, I cannot imagine. This song is like wired to do that. Other time I saw Prince, 2008, headlining Coachella.
I knew it.
Before that, I didn't know that I would actually, necessarily stop and go see Prince, Adam, like you did. But of course, I was not going to miss it once he was there. And I am humiliated, Sam, to say that I was one of those people that had never really stopped because I hadn't seen the movie. And I guess I hadn't paid enough attention to the videos. I hadn't really put together like those incredible guitar licks. That's Prince. It's like you hear "Beat It" and it's Eddie Van Halen. It's not Michael Jackson, right? You just kind of hear all these session musicians come in. And that concert, watching him play guitar, I'm telling you, my jaw was on the ground from the beginning until the end. Like, and here's the thing. Prince is like fucking smart, and he knows he's going to Coachella. He knows it's a bunch of like, music snobs. And he's like, "I'm going to show you that I'm the best fucking guitar player there is." And so he just went at it again and again and again. I want to tell you the last, hold on, I pulled it up. I want to read you the last 5 songs of his set, or 6 songs. He goes into, plays a bunch of his hits. He goes into Rock Lobster to just show that he can do literally anything.
Wait, what? I never remember that. I know a couple of the other ones.
100,000 people on a field. He goes into Rock Lobster, which then goes in. To look that up. Which then goes into Creep.
Yes, I remember that.
Because why not? I can do amazing cover of Creep. Which then goes into Angel by Sarah McLachlan.
That was the only one I was like,
because
what?
why not? Because why not? I actually have a soft spot for that song, so he kills that. Then he goes into 7, his own
Right.
song, and then he ends the main set with "Come Together" by the Beatles.
Wow.
Because of course I'm gonna end with the
Jeez.
Beatles. Just shredding. Then he comes back out and he does a 2-song encore, "Purple Rain," and he ends on "Let's Go Crazy," and he just ends on that guitar, just leaving the place in flames. Like it was such a mic drop on just like, go see whoever else you're here to see, but don't forget who's the best. Like it was
Oh, that's
so packed
great.
with attitude.
That is
Anyways,
great.
I just feel like it just captures, like, I can't hear that guitar at the end without thinking of that.
That's
so
amazing.
Yeah, he's one of the most amazing guitarists that's ever lived, and it shocks me that people are like I still sometimes on Twitter when like stuff comes up or like the Super Bowl thing comes up, his Super Bowl performance, people are like, oh, I didn't really know he could play guitar. I'm like, where have you been? He's
But
literally one of the best.
Part of the reason why, Sam, is most guitar greats feel the need to make every song guitar heavy.
Right.
Like Prince has so much stuff where he doesn't feel the need to, like, he does a bunch of other
Right.
things, and that's I think that's what's so unusual
And
about it.
I really like your point about how it's like teetering on the edge for a lot of it. It like very much to me, like the band that comes to mind is the Replacements. Like it's so loose, but it's tight, and it's like they're all just in the right place at the right time. But it just feels like the wheels are about to come off. So that was a really good point, Jim.
There's obviously something in the water in Minneapolis.
Is the right place in the right time, Minneapolis? Yeah.
Nice, good one.
That's right.
Excuse me. My number 2 is When Doves Cry. It's so good. It's got that small guitar freak out to start, and then the Lindrum kicks in, which is like that signature sound for him at that part of his career. It slots into the groove. And I mean, I think it was you, Dan, that said it. I mean, I think everyone's mentioned it before, but like just painting that picture, dig, if you will, a picture of you and I engaged in a kiss. The sweat of your body covers me, and it like you're just in that place, and maybe you feel like you're peeking in more than like actually that person, because who could be as sexy as Prince and in that moment with somebody? But it's just like it's just it puts you in that place, and how can you just leave me standing alone in the world so cold? Like you feel those lyrics as they come in, and the way he sings them, and it's just such a great epic. Like I said, the edited version makes me mad because I don't want to miss any part of this song. The breakdown with the sped up keyboard at the end, he writes with such raw emotion and pain alongside songs about fucking. Like Erotic City was one of his big songs around this time, and it's just it's juxtapositioning the two is so odd, but he writes about the breadth of the human experience, and he does it so well that you just forget that you're listening to like this master of the craft. He's literally a genius, musical genius. He's one of the people that I hold highest in my musical esteem.
It's interesting because
Wow.
I've never heard him called a genius before.
Well, that's I try and keep it fresh on the podcast for you, Adam.
Oh my God, guys! I know what's about to happen right now, and this is going to be horrific. Adam's number 2 pick.
Oh, I don't. That's right. Jim keeps score. I forgot. Jim keeps score during these. So this is
There's no
coming
way
out of
it's
the,
number 1. It's got to be here. Go ahead.
This is a bolt out of the computer blue. I can't wait to hear what it is.
Computer Blue used to be my number 1.
Wow.
For
No.
as long as I can remember, I would say that it was one of my absolute favorite Prince songs, and I have no idea why. I just don't know. It was just one of those weird sentimental favorites because it was so weird, and I thought for sure I was going to have to put it at number 1, and I didn't because I had some more thoughts, and we'll get to that. But yeah, I knew that this was going to be the one that was the first time where I ranked something so high, and you guys were all like, "What?" But yeah, I don't have a lot of reasons why, and I put it at number 2, which is so strange. But there's so many just cool little parts into it, and a whole bunch of parts that are just go on too long and aren't that great. But I'm glad you mentioned the Lindrum sound because his drum sounds are so distinctive. Like for that era, and a lot of his side projects, he made them use that drum sound too.
Yeah.
Like I wrote this. If you didn't quite get the memo, this is a Prince song, and we didn't even talk about, like, around that time he was writing all these great songs for other people. I Feel for You for Chaka Khan and Manic Monday a couple of years later. But I don't know what it is about this song, but the intro is just so great. It's so epically sensual, and
I can see Adam digging that.
You're picturing two women about to get in a tub together. Come on, like what as a 13-year-old boy, I'm all in.
Hold on. I'm going to draw the line now. Both Adam and Sam have tried to qualify why that was sexy because it was the 80s, because we were 13. No, it's still sexy now.
No,
that is a sexy opening to a song.
Absolutely. But maybe it's because I heard it when I first heard it.
I was qualifying it for Jim because he just seems baffled by it.
Okay, fair enough.
Right. And it's so weird. It's like the Paranoid Android of this album, because it's got so many weird parts, except it's just not as good as Paranoid Android, even though I have it ranked higher.
Jim is throwing
but I like that
daggers
there's
at you
something
right
so
now
kind of
for that.
sprawling and weird that couldn't be played with just a piano and voice, even though I'd love to see him do that, because when you said that he did Beautiful Ones at that piano show, that's kind of surprising to me, But funny enough, at one of those piano shows, he covered the Waterboys' Hole in the Moon. So there you go.
This is way too many minutes on Computer Blue.
Interesting to point out that other than the Suzanne Vega song on the Pretty in Pink soundtrack, this might be the only time that we've heard a female voice, which is something that I'd like to do more of in this podcast for sure. But just them even talking is just so great. So when he passed away, I don't know if it was like this in the towns that you were living in, but there were so many. It was like when Bowie died. There were so many shows, people playing his music, DJs. And I remember there was a dance night at the Casbah. I walk in, and it's just the entire room is grinding on each other, and it was just the sexiest dance party I've ever witnessed, and it was so great. And I wish I could have stayed, but I had to be somewhere else. But someone took a picture or a video and posted it with the caption, "Everyone here is getting laid tonight," which probably did happen, but I had to go. But I don't remember how much later it was, but I was part of a regular covers night. It was a monthly covers night in San Diego at this cool little bar called Undercover, and each month we'd choose a different act and do a whole night of their songs. There was basically a house band, like 10 guest singers, and I did a bunch of them. They were so fun. And that's what I got this shirt made for that you can't see in podcast land. But I basically just took a halo and put it on top of the Prince logo. And I had like purple handkerchief, purple gloves, purple, it was super fun to dress up, and tons of people were into it. And you hear a lot of people, male musicians say like, "Oh, I only got into music to get girls," and that's never crossed my mind, and it sure as hell almost never happened as a result of anything that I did on stage. But one night, and maybe because thank you, Prince, because a very cute girl came up to me afterwards and said, "You were really good," and I was like, "Thank you," and I thought I should probably talk to that girl, and I did go talk to that girl. We dated for about a year, so thank you very much to Prince Rogers Nelson. And then I did another one, I don't remember how much longer, and I totally forgot that one of the songs I did, of all songs, was Computer Blue. It was on a list of songs they were already doing. They had 2 slots, and it was Computer Blue and Controversy, which I had already done and loved. I'm like, I guess I'll do Computer Blue.
Wow.
I think I left the stage and let them just do their thing. But I did sing at the other one with my friend Elsa, and we did that whole Computer Blue intro where she said, "Adam, yes, Elsa, is the water warm enough? Yes, Elsa. Okay, and we'll begin." I think we did Controversy after that.
Nice.
Oh God. My number 2 is "I Would Die for You." Great song. Love that song. And all I got to say about it is the shutter clicking, always reminded me of Girls on Film and by Duran Duran, and that's it.
Awesome.
Over to Dan for his number 1.
All right, guys. My number 1 is the title track. Now, on the one hand, I get it. It's straightforward. It's basically Faithfully by Journey. Can we be honest?
Whoa! Okay.
dressed in purple frilly clothing. Like it's that same chord progression. It's piano. It's over and over. Like
really,
I get it.
Oh my God, that makes me like it more.
I can't unhear that.
There, you cannot unhear that. And I've thought that for decades, and then I actually saw a Journey cover band. Adam, to your point, close in the wake of Prince dying, and they did exactly that. They did faithfully into the ending of Purple Rain. I'm like, that's exactly right. But why is this song number one? The reason this song is number one is on every other song on this record, I feel like Prince is showing you what he's got, and he's working hard to do it. Like he's a hardworking artist. Like that's kind of how he does it. On Purple Rain, I just feel like it's who Prince is. Like this is aura of Prince. It's all just essence of Prince coming through your speakers. Yeah. And Jim, you talked about that beginning. When that first guitar hits, no matter where I am, no matter what I'm doing, I just stop. It just plugs into like that inner core. I don't know what it is. And it pulls something out from under me, and I'm like hypnotized, right? And talk about the touches, and Adam, you talked about it really well during When Doves Cry. Like, this is another song where there are so many elements along the way, and I'm not even talking about the outro, which is its own beast, but even along the way, just the way he pauses. You talked about the best line on the album, which I agree. He has all of those touches that... This is one of those songs, I don't care if it comes on 20 times a day. I may think I'm sick of it. I'm like, oh, I do not need to hear that again. And then I'm turning it up. I'm like, crank that shit. It's Purple Rain. Are you kidding me? It's unbelievable, let alone the outro and how long it goes. And it's so confident. Adam's told a ton of wedding stories. I'm going to finish with a wedding story. My own wedding. As Adam well knows, my wife was very insistent that I not program every musical element of my wedding. Yeah. She's like, don't be so frigging domineering. But I was like, I will die if he tries to play chicken dance or celebrate good times. Not going to fucking happen on my watch. So I had to come up with the middle ground, a solution. And so the solution I came up with was I gave him 25 seed songs. This was before the days of Spotify algorithms. And I said, these 25 represent songs I would like to hear and or use it as your jumping off point. Someone who loves these 25 songs, what else would they want to listen to at the wedding? And Adam, of course, got a hold of this list without me telling him at the wedding and took over the microphone from the DJ. This will surprise none of you on this podcast. And he read out a lot of this list. And then I had a 25 do not play list, including some of the
I only remember that
songs. And then there was the band list. And then there was 3 other rules, which I don't remember all of them. But the final rule was must end the night and no other circumstances with Purple Rain. That is how the best song at the end of an amazing album. Yes. That's how we're going to end. Jim, to your point, never wanting it to end. That's what we want to do. And we're all on the dance floor and we're just listening to those strings go on and hugging and crying. And that's how you're supposed to go out.
That's great.
Love it.
That was a great wedding.
My number one, if you've been following along, is also not going to be surprising. It's Purple Rain. It's one of the great rock epics. It's an amazing album ender. The tone shift after the 1, 2, 3 of Doves Cry, I Would Die for You, Baby I'm a Star. Like it's, Doves Cry is emotional and then like bang, bang. And it's just like you're in this pop thing and all of a sudden it just stops. And that guitar, by the way, if I'm remembering correctly, is not Prince that starts it off. It's Wendy.
Correct.
Because what blew me away about this song that I have heard a million times if I've heard it once, and it's so, like you said, Dan, it's just so burned into your soul. About 8 years, I was working at a company, and, we've all got fast internet, and this, I saw somebody leaking to a, most of us have fast internet. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you.
But somebody linked to a video of Purple Rain, of a live video of Prince playing Purple Rain. And I'm like, okay. So I start playing it. It's this song. It's every sound. It's every beat. It's the song. They played it live. This was like sometime in, I think, 83 maybe. Played it live, tracked it, like had a mobile recording studio, tracked it. That crowd you're hearing at the end, Jim, was the crowd in the room watching Purple Rain being played for at least one of the first times live. The album wasn't out. The film wasn't out. It was just people hearing the song and reacting to it. And when you watched it, like, there's some differences. Like, they overdubbed, they touched some stuff up, but just that guitar, she's out there just playing that, starting that thing. And then from, like, at a certain, like, you're like, okay, yeah. And then at a certain point you hear it and you're like, fuck, this is the song. Like, this is the, and it's on video. And of course it was taken down, like, super fast. And I don't know if there's video. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. But it.
Oh yeah,
just
now it is.
Blew me the fuck away, because it was the song, and it's just like seeing that live performance. And as we've talked about before in previous shows, like sometimes it's that seeing that live performance that kind of like cues you into a band, and just seeing that, knowing the song so well, and going, holy shit, like. They're doing this live, but it's the song I know. It's just an amazing version of it. If you can find it, please go see it. But yeah, and it still just remains one of the most epic, sad album ending epics of all time. I mean, it's up there with, like, Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding, just one of the big rock epics that's just so powerful.
Agree. I mean, I put it number 5, but agree. So, I don't expect you guys to be keeping track and knowing what's coming next, other than Jim.
Jim is.
I know.
My number 1 is Let's Go Crazy. And I thought for sure someone else was, like, really going to be there with me. But apparently
I came close. I thought about it.
Sorry.
I thought about it.
I thought everyone was going to have Beautiful Ones last and Let's Go Crazy first. It is, like, we talk about how tight of a song I Would Die For You is. I would say that Let's Go Crazy has that. It is loose, but it's short. It rocks and it's danceable, which is kind of a rare thing. Like, dance rock is not really much of a thing. And I was thinking, like, what other songs have that pace and are really guitar rock songs? And the only one I could come up with of all songs was a song from that year, and that's Footloose, where it's just so fast, but it's got that rockin' guitar.
Wow.
Completely different, but it's hard to resist. And as much as I hate, even in '84 was like, ugh, Kenny Loggins' corporate rock, when that song came on at a dance, forget it. We all danced. It was just like, that's how it was.
I would say Beat It as well. Dan brought up Beat It. That's now in my head.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because that was one of the only notes I made for this song. Was it is the Eddie Van Halen moment of this album, that ending where he couldn't draw more attention to the fact that he's a good guitar player. The solo in the middle, he does it too, but it's really tight, and you think, oh wow, it's so great and compact. It's not like he goes on and on and on. It's like, it's really great, but then at the end he can't help himself, and all the music cuts out, and he has to just go crazy, and that's totally fine. But it's such a great song. And I love that Jim mentioned the Saturday Night Live version, which is completely different. And the best part about that video, and if you can go look it up, is Chris Rock is up on stage with him, and the look on Chris Rock's face, he's totally doing the white man overbite and just like, because they're playing it slow and funky, and his face is like the perfect visual representation of what they're playing. It is so great.
And it's like childhood dream fulfilled is on his face.
Oh yeah, totally.
Exactly.
And as far as weddings go, this one is so apropos with that intro. And
right.
One of my bandmates, Roger from Blasphemous Guitars, and his wonderful wife, Sarah, asked me to marry them, to be their officiant. They were getting married at the Casbah, which is kind of like San Diego's CBGB's. I guess only one other wedding had ever been there, and they asked me to do it, and I was completely honored. and they said, well, you can say whatever you want for your introduction. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I really want to start with that, but. And as cool of a wedding as it is, if you're at the Casbah and there's so many musicians there, I still ran it by them. And I was like, okay, I've got all this stuff that I want to say about, how sweet you guys are and how you met. But is it okay if I actually start with the Dearly Beloved? And Sarah looks at me and says, only if you put a bunch of reverb on it. and that's why I love them. End of podcast.
That's great. My number one is When Doves Cry, and I don't have a lot to say about it other than it's really a good song. And my friend Drew was always like, oh, I love the drum beat there, and he goes, I can do that, and I go, what do you mean? And he goes, well, take any flat surface and take the heel of your palm of your hand, and hit that down, and they do knuckles twice, and then go back to the heel, right? So boom, 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 boom. And I swear to God, I play that all over the world. You're on a train, board on a train. You're just like don't. It's so easy, and it just anyway.
I'm gonna do it on everything now.
Oh my God!
Every surface ever.
Exactly.
It's like the worst party trick ever.
In COVID times, this is going to be gross, but you're at a urinal, right? There's a big wall in front of you. Just reach up, guys. Just boom, boom, boom.
During
boom.
COVID times, that's always gross.
It's gonna be this is gonna be the secret knock for We Will Rank You, listeners.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyway, so that's all I have to say. And that ends the list, doesn't it? Isn't it over to me for the next pick?
Yeah.
It is.
My
Cue
God.
yourself, Jim.
Oh my God. Let's stop with the foreplay, guys, and let's have sex. We have been.
See, I knew that Prince album was working on you.
No.
He's gonna pick an Apollonia album.
Yeah, exactly.
Vanity 6. Probably
it's about time. You guys know what I said about the UK. I'm never leaving the UK until 500
Jim, I
episodes
feel
in.
like because you're in such a sweet spot, I feel like we could even have a betting pool going about you, because I think we know there's probably about 8 candidates, and I'm dying to know which one. But I feel like I've got the universe of 8 down.
Okay.
I'm just wondering which one of them it is.
Okay, go ahead, Dan. Make a guess.
All right. I think we've got either Echo Rain. We've got either Ocean Rain
by Echo and the Bunnymen.
Stone Roses. What is the first album just called? Stone Roses? What's it called?
Yes.
Stone Roses.
Yep.
What else we got, guys? Come on, you can join in here. I assume we're probably not repeating bands yet. Oh, is there maybe a New Order? You think we're doing a New Order? Maybe.
No,
I mean, that would be a nominee.
Okay.
He said something about sex. So
no.
It's not New Order. Sorry.
All right,
the one that I had it nailed on as XTC Skylarking until 2 days ago, and it is.
Dan's face just lit up and then was crushed.
A million voices cried out in anguish and then was silenced.
It is. I want to do that album so bad. I want to do that album.
Nothing's stopping you.
It is. It is the Stone Roses.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
And we're gonna do the
Let's have sex.
Hey, we're gonna do the UK version. We're not gonna do Fool's Gold on that album. There's no Fool's Gold.
Oh, important clarification. I'm sad.
It doesn't belong on there.
But it also doesn't
It's a great
have
fucking song.
She Bangs the Drums or Elphinstone, one of those two.
No,
What?
really?
Yeah. Swear to God.
Well, okay. We'll come back.
Can we pull this? Can we pull
I'm
this up?
googling it.
Yeah,
well, we don't
pull this
need it
out.
on the pod, but we will define that later and come back next week. So thank you.
I'm stopping my recording. Just FYI.
No, we have to do at least don't stop it.
Okay. How come?
Don't stop. Don't stop. Guys, come on.
We didn't even say goodbye.
It's on the record.
We never say goodbye.
Yeah, just a quick goodbye. Okay.
Adam wants a Purple Rain where it goes on for 2 minutes and it's like, goodbye, see you, thank you. Goodbye.
please follow We Will Rank You at We Will Rank You Pod on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and let us know how you would rank this week's tunes. Sam writes about music on the web at yourolderbrother.com. You can find Adam's music page at You're Doing Great, that's YERDOIN. Please subscribe, rank, and review our show at your favorite pod place, and send us a note with suggestions and flattery to wewillrankyoupod@gmail.com.